Hey YouTubers, this is Alien 2000 49655 here, and this is 28B. I 28B is still recorded on this camera, but I realized I went a minute and 15 over the YouTube's allotted limit for non-monetized accounts. So here I go again. This should be C, but no, it's a revamp of B. People have been asking about the IR, or why I haven't been doing any more IR shots. And there's a simple answer for that. I'm still trying to figure out how to mount my illuminators on there so it doesn't interfere with any of the stock equipment on the camera. Like my flip screen, my flip display. Right now, I've got the little display flipped so that I can see myself in frame. Battery technology. To have a battery with decent battery life, you got to go with lithium ion or lithium poly, and you're limited by the voltage and the size of the physical size of the battery pack. Now, the closest I've come to having a decent battery for one of my illuminator rings is, and this is an illuminator ring that was meant for a CCTV security camera with night vision. But I'm trying to rig one so that the lens looks right through the middle, and it's got a ring of infrared LEDs around the outside of it so that I could do some ghost hunting gear. Thing is, it runs off of 12 volts. My camera, even with it when it is running on batteries and not a jury-rigged USB cable like it is now, only puts out 6 volts, and that means the LEDs and the camera are both going to be sucking that down, which means my videos have to be short, and battery life is an issue. Now, I've thought about looking for lithium ion or lithium polymer AAAs. Problem with that is each battery is 3.7 volts. That's the nature of a single cell of a lithium ion battery is 3.7, no matter which way you configure it. And this camera is only designed to run off of 6 volts. If you put 4 of those lithium ion AAAs in it, sorry, I said double A's earlier, I know. AAAs, that means I'm essentially putting 12 volts through a camera that's only meant to run on 6. So unless I can do like a short jumper that goes between 2 cells and just put a support circuitry or something in the battery compartment with it to kind of modulate it to 6 volts. Battery technology is not good enough for this. I mean, 4 lithium polymer batteries or lithium ion batteries would run my IR lights, but it would be too much voltage for the camera. Unless I can find some way of having the 12 and some odd volts go through, I'd need to essentially make what's called an S3, which is 3 lithium polymer cells wired together in series, like your model RC batteries. 11.1 volts. That's just barely enough to run the illuminator. With about 10 amps of power, it gets pretty bright. I've already test run it. Works a lot better than my 9-volt batteries, that's for sure. And a lot better battery life too. The trouble with that is the camera's only deciding to run on half that voltage. So unless I can put some sort of converter circuit with a pass-through to let the 12 volts go to the lights and 6 volts go to the camera, the night shot's just not ready yet. I mean, the few night shot or infrared videos you've seen were experimentally done. I mean, there were experiments to see if it could be done. The illuminator was powered separately off of a separate battery supply, and the camera was running off of AAA batteries, like it was designed to. I wish I was a better fabricator as far as casings and shields and bracketry, because then I would just make my own battery box that would click right into the existing battery holder for the camera. And there would be essentially what is an S3 style lithium battery in it, battery pack in it, and which would run through a pass-through, which taps off the 12 volts, turns it into 6 volts, and feeds it into the camera, while still at the same time letting the 12 volts through to the illuminator on a switch, so that I can turn the illuminator off. Tell you one thing, those lithium polymer batteries, this camera would run a lot longer on them. Now, I could get a 7.4 volt lithium polymer battery and run the camera off of it, but I'd still have to make a converter circuit to drop it down to 6. If it's designed to run on 6, it probably can't take much more than that, especially since lithium polymer batteries, especially the ones in the RC industry, run 10 amps or better, and this thing's only meant to run on a matter of milliamps. That's millionths of an amp. So that's why there hasn't been any more IR videos. There will be some coming once I find a setup. I'll be showing you if I get it set up and reliably working. I'll show it to you on the Vivitar, because it's the only way I'm going to be able to show you this camera and still film at the same time without a mirror. And I do not like filming it with mirrors. At least this way I can control what you can see behind me. Right now you're seeing parts of my bed and the window. The rest of my room, that's all private. I mean, I showed one video of Night Shot panning around the room, but I realized it was so dark you couldn't see much of it. And that was on a homemade illuminator. Now I've got some factory-built ones, like I said, that are meant for night vision security cameras that work a heck of a lot better than my homemade one. So I got some red glow illuminators. Some people don't like the red glow because they think it's a giveaway that the camera's there. I want the crooks to see the camera. I want them to know they're being watched. Okay? That in itself is a deterrent. But I'm not running the 900 nanometer LEDs. I'm running the 600 nanometer LEDs. You know, and we're talking, the nanometers is the size of the wavelength of light that's coming out. And the 600 has a faint red glow. It's just barely out of the normal light spectrum where you can see with the naked eye. But I've demoed with it before. I showed you one of those little rings on this little thing right here. Now it looks bright when I shine it directly into the camera, but when I'm trying to illuminate a room, like kind of like make an IR floodlight, you either need higher voltages for that illuminator, or you need more of the illuminators, which means you need more batteries. I mean, if somebody's got a schematic for a circuit board that can not only attenuate the voltage, but can also attenuate the amperage, because this camera is only meant to run on at about 600 milliamps. And I've fried one multimeter already trying to measure the amperage on one of my helicopter batteries, and it not only popped the fuse, it fried a couple of the diodes in it, so it exceeded 10 amps. So I'm guessing there's probably about 40 amps based on how quickly it went, but that's just a guess. Anyhow, like I said, this is just, like I said in the previous video, this is just a way to talk to people without actually talking to people. If you want a video reply, be my guest. If you want to write a comment, be my guest. You can say anything you want. It will not be pulled down. It will, unless it's vulgar or you're doing it to threaten physical harm to somebody, I won't pull it down. I mean, you can cuss, you can use improper language. But I tell you one thing, it doesn't make you look good when every other word out of your mouth is the F word. People need to start learning to stop dropping the F-bomb. And what's the F-bomb? Well, everybody knows what the F-bomb is. It's the fuck bomb. And because of that word, I now have to age restrict this video, so if you're not 18 or older, you're not going to be able to view this. I do that to pacify the parents that may be, parents of children who may be watching my vlog. There are those parents who don't care what kind kind of language their kids use. So those will probably enter in their own birth date just so that the kid can view the video. But I'm still going to age restrict it if I still can. A lot of my controls are missing since the latest YouTube revamp, or it appears to be revamped. I don't know if it is or not, but what can you do? I have to magnify my screen, my browser's window, just to get a video from this big up to this big, and still got this white YouTube border around the edge of it. When there's a story that I'm really interested in, I like to go full screen, no borders, nothing. Just the video that I'm interested in. Anyway, I've ranted and raved long enough. We're just a little over 11 minutes here. And I don't know if there'll be a part C, but we'll see. Won't be immediate because I got 2 videos to upload now. And that's probably going to take about half an hour to an hour a piece. So long. Catch you next time. Bye.